Kaniswa on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube.
Hey, what's up, angels? It's Kaniswa. So, guys, as y'all know, I took 2 weeks off. I went out of town, hung out with family and friends, and when I came back in town, I was still very much exhausted, so I just took a break. But during my break, guys, I watched everything in regards to Sean Puffy Combs and just how it all unveiled and just how everything just came out. And now I'm here and I'm ready to talk about it. So, welcome to Turban Tuesdays, guys. Let's get to it.
Sean Diddy Combs was indicted in 2024 on federal charges including sex trafficking, racketeering, and prostitution. The indictment outlines accusations of a decade-long pattern of abuse, manipulation, and coercion, where he allegedly exploited women, using his power, wealth, and threats to maintain control. These accusations include forced participation in drug-fueled sex parties, physical abuse, and attempts to obstruct justice. Combs reportedly used his business empire to protect and conceal these crimes.
All right, guys. So, first and foremost, I just want to say this whole ordeal with Puffy, it's crazy. It's crazy, but then again, it's also sad. I say that it's sad because we're witnessing a black man who is very, yes, influential, but who has done things for the black culture as far as music go down and be thrown in jail, and just that's why it's sad. But what's crazy about it is I think he never thought that he would ever get caught. And what's like yeah, it's okay. So, guys, as you all know, so Puffy's indictment has significantly highlighted the issues in regards to the power dynamics in the entertainment industry. Puffy's indictment also shows how influence, money, wealth, how it can be used to exploit as well as silence women in and around the entertainment industry. There was a video I was watching this week with Chloe Bailey, and they were basically sitting there clowning Chloe because, oh, she's boring because she doesn't go out and party. And matter of fact, I'm going to insert that clip here.
I saw something today. I saw a couple tweets today that hurt my feelings. Talking about how boring of an individual I am. And I was like, I'm boring? It's like you can't ever really... Boring's good, right? I stay to myself. The reason I stay to myself is because this industry is crazy. And if I was so mixy, I would have like self-identity issues. Like, you have to stay to yourself. You have to keep your circle small to save yourself. Necessarily. Like, this industry is nuts. Nobody knows how crazy this industry is. Like, if you all knew what I have been through and knew the stories, you would be surprised that I'm still even doing this. So I have to be boring for my mental health. And not that I have to please everybody or stuff like that, but...
So, watching that clip of Chloe talking, I understand where she's coming from completely, because I personally have been clowned because, oh, I don't drink alcohol, and I don't go out partying either. And people tend to think that because you're not doing what everyone else is doing, that you're boring, which is far from the truth. It is so far from the truth. Some of the most interesting people you will find are people who don't go out, don't party, don't drink, and things like that. But you got to look at this whole thing with Sean Puffy Combs. Like, looking at this and how there's so many women affected by it. From not just the victims themselves, from the mother of his children, all the way to even his own mother. I'm pretty sure she's affected by this in some sort of way. And even his daughters. You know, like, as women, we have to be so very careful where we go, who we're with, and all of that. So it will, looking at his situation, it will make women, like, we'll have our guard up even more now, especially women who are in the entertainment industry. We'll think back to even Jessie Woo. If anybody can remember when Jessie Woo was on Love and Hip Hop, she spoke about what she went through at a particular, I think it was a house party she went to, and the whole situation and what happened. Keke Palmer has even spoke out in regards to her situation that she went through with a particular musician as well. Something that I will definitely say, going, that I find to be something I say, I find it to be a little bit odd, but I guess I probably say this because, like Chloe, I don't go out and I don't party either. This whole thing of house parties, which of course does relate to Puffy, because Puffy did have a lot of his white parties and things of that nature at homes. I kind of feel, in my personal opinion, house parties are for teenagers. You know, I feel like when we're grown, you know, I'm in my 30s. If we come into the house, we just having a small, intimate get-together with just a few close friends and close people. But we're not throwing a house party. I just feel like a house party is just, it's high school. Like, I feel like once you reach a certain age, if we're going to throw a party, we need to find a nice venue, rent it out, decorate it very, very nicely, and have our party there. If we're going to be at the house, we only invite certain people, exclusive, very intimate, very private, not a whole lot of people, to a house. That's my thoughts. And then also, just due to the fact of, like I stated, hearing the things from both Keke Palmer and Jessie Woo and many, many other women, I feel as if for as though going to a house party is not the safest thing for women to be doing. Even though I know probably in the entertainment industry, a lot of that does happen. But yeah, I just, if it's not going to be at a venue, no. Okay. All right, guys. So we know that there's no child in this world that is responsible for their parents' actions and behaviors. We know this. But we also know that sometimes when parents make bad decisions, children can suffer because of those bad decisions. So, saying that to say this, mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally, Puffy's kids are suffering and can suffer from this whole ordeal, this whole thing. Mentally, the confusion, the disbelief, the anxiety, the public scrutiny just taking a strong toll on their mental. You know, this is why I do say, like, with parents or just anybody, when you choose to be a parent, when you choose to bring a child into the world, you got to be ready to lead by example at all times. You know, certain things you just can't do when you become a parent. Certain behaviors you got to let go, because your children are always looking at you. They're always watching you. And you don't want the things that you do to heavily affect them in a negative way. You know, physically, this whole situation with Puffy going to court, trying to, he was trying to get bail. He tried to get bail twice. The children coming back and forth to court, mainly the older kids, that is stress. Children can get stressed out. Stress, which could lead to a lot of physical symptoms, fatigue, sleepless, not getting enough rest, loss of appetite. It can affect them tremendously. I can just only imagine like his older kids, emotionally feeling betrayed, sadness, obviously shame. I mean, hearing these allegations in regards to other women, and specifically the kids who are Kim Porter's children and Misa's son. You know, like hearing the things that went on between Puffy and their mothers, it's crazy. And I know they're probably thinking like I know my dad didn't, you know, just, yeah. Okay, spiritually, their moral compass, disbelief, maybe even struggling with forgiveness and having faith that they will get through this trying time. Like, those are the main, those last two, faith and forgiveness, I think are going to be like the main two in this situation for Puffy's children. If y'all remember back when the video with Cassie and Puffy fighting in the hallway when she was trying to get on the elevator, go back to the video I did back then. There was a video I did, and I spoke specifically with dealing with our young men in this day and age, and how we need to, once again, parents, you guys have to lead by example, because your sons, your boys, they're watching you. They're watching you. They're seeing everything that you're doing, the way that you're doing it, how you're doing it. While at the same time, I also, now my last point is basically looking at this whole ordeal with Puffy. I feel that this should spark a broader conversation with young people all around the world who may have looked up to Puffy and or may have had some sort of respect for him. It should spark a broader conversation, because we need to get more into separating the art from the artist, while at the same time we also need to stress to our young people that this is a good example as to why in the Bible it says that we should not idolize anything or anyone except for God himself. Yeah. And then also, something that I have said also previously is that celebrities, no matter who they are, should not be a child's, basically, celebrities should not be raising your children. But this falls back on parents again. Celebrities should not be responsible for raising your kids. Celebrities, I'm going to say it one more time. Celebrities should not be responsible for raising and educating your children. This is where parents, y'all got to step up to the plate. And y'all got to raise your kids. You cannot let a Sean Puffy Combs, a Drake, a Beyonce, a Jay-Z, or anybody else be responsible for setting the example for your children. You have to be the example. You got to stand up to the plate and be the parent. So in this situation, I really, really, really feel sorry. And I'm sending positive vibes, positivity to Puffy's children and kids. Thank you for watching Turbo Tuesdays. You guys have a wonderful day.
Kaniswa on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube.